Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on a traveler's notebook layout titled Pumpkin. I'll be scrapping these two photos, and I'm using the retired digital kit Pumpkin Patch by Misty Cato. So it's no longer available, but it was in my stash and just had this beautifully more fall theme going, even though the pumpkins in the picture are actually not really in the fall. But there was this cute little alpha that came with this. So I had started this page months ago and finally got to actually finishing printing it. And here you see me just arranging everything. I do often do that I start by arranging where everything on the page goes, so to make sure that I have the distances of the individual papers and photos and stuff correct. So I do lay out everything on my layout before I actually start gluing things down. Well, not everything, but the major parts that have papers and stuff, so that I know that the way it's spreading around the page will work. Here is another little piece of paper, and I run a card along the edges of every paper that I have except the background papers, because it just gives the page a little more dimension and gives it a nice pop. So when I print this on my Silhouette or from my Silhouette software, then usually when it's just a straight edge, I just cut it with my trimmer or by hand, depending on the paper quality that I use. And then the pieces that are more intricate with the cutting, then I use my Silhouette to cut with. And there will be a video that shows you how I use print and cut function, or not a print and cut, but like how I print and then cut things on my Silhouette and get perfect cuts every time. So anyway, here I'm starting to put things down. Now this is not full cardstock that I usually have as my background, but this is on printed paper. It's more than just plain copy paper. It's a little thicker than that, but still not nearly as thick as my cardstock. And so I'm putting things down there, and things get a little messy there. So anyway, but I wanted to use this other paper as a background that came with a kit, rather than just using the plain white that comes with this just on my cardstock that's on the background. Again, I'm putting things on the page to know where, and then I'm looking at just the patterns to decide, okay, where will I glue it down again? So just to know where things will go down in the end. And then I haven't really stuck it down yet, just to see if I need to readjust things, because I want the papers to sit just right, because I want the patterns to play out and all of it. And a lot of the patterns, especially that pretty sunflower paper, will be covered. So now I decide I think it's okay, and then I can use some pressure to stick it down. Here comes that little scallop trim, and I just cut that with my Silhouette. When I cut things with my Silhouette, it's just a print and cut. It's just a print, and I give it a little bleed, and then I have my Silhouette run around it, and so there's never any white showing in the wrong places with the cuts that I get from my Silhouette when I use the printing and then use the Silhouette to cut. So I was looking, I had an extra strip of this and I couldn't find it. It's gotten somewhere, so I just decided to just cut apart and use two halves. It has the same effect, it's actually easier, but so here I put that make it a paper flag instead. And then that goes down on that little piece of paper. And then I need to do the flowers, so I close my glue so it doesn't keep running. I have the glue sitting on the side so that it comes out faster, rather than if I have to, if it stands up, and then it takes a long while for the glue to come to the tip. So here I am just shaping my flowers. And for this one I actually just use a stamp. Not a pen that has a nice little rounded. I have one tool that has a large and a very small one, but this one like a ball, but this pen has just the right kind of rounding to it for the mid-size. Here I'm just squeezing or the petals against the nail of my thumb, and so sorry it gets slightly off screen here, but I think you figure what I'm doing here. So I'm just bending these or folding these each individual petal around my thumbnail, and then this one I run the tool right across and then give it a nice little squeeze in the center, and then I line up the centers there. I wanted to use, you see there I have a little pack of brads already there, but then I realized that it's all going to be covered up behind the photo, so in the end I decided to just glue them together rather than just using the brads, wasting the brads when they will not even be seen. So I'm just running, finishing off the little flowers, shaping them, and then again I'm just gluing down the flowers, even though they're meant to have brads or something going through the center there to hold them together. But again, they will be tucked behind the photos, and so there's no need to use nice brads with how far I plan to tuck them behind the photo. You see it goes behind the photo quite well over beyond the center part there. So I still haven't glued down the photos because I'm still working on where things should go, and then of course I want this to go on top of the photo, so I can't glue that down until I have the top photo laid out. So but I think this is the time when I can actually put down that photo, and then the other photo, the other parts follow. So first comes this piece of paper, and then that other little label thing that is also silhouette cut has been sitting on my desk for months because I think I did it in the winter, and now it's like August, and so I started this in the winter, but then got busy with work. I work, and so my work got me busy, and I didn't have much time to scrap. Usually the scrapping happens in the break times when there's summer break or winter break. So this is, by the way, it's a spread for my mom, who has a garden that has been making her very happy with COVID. It's been rough. Like they used to have a lot of social engagements that kind of fell away, and so my mom is really happy to have her garden that has really developed into something much more than what it used to be when I was still living at home. So she sends me photos, and then I scrap them, and that's a birthday present, I think it is. She knows this. I show her the pages, and when I get back to Germany, I will show this. But it's fun to see what her garden is growing, and so I get to have a tiny little part of it even when I can't go be with them. And so here come a few more embellishments that pretty much came with the kit, and so I just again, they're printed, and then I had silhouette cut them because I'm too lazy to fussy cut all these things that the silhouette can do for me. So here are, you see again, that center of that flower is not shown, so, and then a brad would have made it more bulky, and I didn't want that. Here are some pretend little photo corners that I'm also adding. I say pretend, and oops, that one fell, but there was hardly any glue to go on there. So anyway, pretend because they're really not to tuck the photo in. I do have real photo corner die cuts and all that, and I have a silhouette cut file. But still, now I'm deciding that flower, there's two flowers at the bottom there, and they do look kind of boring. I thought of using a brad, but then it's only one part, like the flower only has one label each, and then I thought I might as well use my enamel dots. I have a few enamel dots lying around, and then I have to decide which one. There's one that's a darker orange and one that's a lighter orange, so I'm deciding which one is it going to be. And I use the two different colors. Actually, I think I happen to use the darker color for the lighter flower, And so, but it still turned out pretty. So now I need to glue. This is the first time I scrap with a full-size paper that then goes onto my cardstock. And so in hindsight, or for next time, I'm not going to glue all the bulky embellishments down. I'm just going to do the flat stuff, and then just in case I make a mistake, I think I don't want to put it down first thing and then work on this page, although I do it all the time with my other spreads that don't have a background paper. So anyway, I'm someone who just gets freaked out with what if I make a mistake? Perfectionist, I guess. And so I do I try to be a little careful, but I usually have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing with each page before when I started. So this is the title, and I cut this out with my Silhouette Perfect Cut. I used this title actually to make a how-to video on how to print and cut with a Silhouette and get perfect cuts each time. So that'll be up on the channel sometime soon. I have a whole lot of videos that are locked up, so in backlog, I guess. And so at some point it'll be up there with my other how-to videos that I put up. And this is the German word for pumpkin. I decided to go with German because for my own albums I use English, but for my mom it's German. And here are 2 dots. And then I realized, well, the shadow doesn't really fit with the rest of this, but then it was already dried and I couldn't move it. But the second dot I paid attention. And then I had this just cut with my Silhouette as well, not fussy cut here with my hand, but my Silhouette it was print and cut again. And then it says dreams, so it's pumpkin dreams actually. So this is the title, and then I'm putting down a few more things. I think there's a little bit of glue that I don't want to just dab away. And then I think I have one more little flower that was left over from something, and I forgot what I had originally planned it for, and so it goes right there at the end of the pumpkin. And then I need to decide what other embellishment I want to use, and I decide to go with one of those orange enamel dots again. And I think this finishes my page. I'm going to leave you with some close-up. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider giving this a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.